morning, you know, because he was down there helping me save another life. When he showed up in the Cameroon, it was announced on state radio that he was back for his annual 6-month visit. And the line was long. In many eyes, he performed miracles in his humble, unassuming way. When I broke my arm playing basketball at high school graduation day, who did the doctor at the Red Lion Hospital at us ask to scrub in to help set it? And the list goes on, but we know he who was always there. And when his kids needed him, somehow he found a way to always be there. Always be ready for an evening walk to find baboons and gazelle monkeys. A week every year at the Nile River camping. And boy, were there some stories there. The week in Mombasa snorkeling, hunting warthogs from the roof of a Land Rover at 6 a.m. in the Jimma area. I guess you know by now, and I guess you figured out by now that what was really important to me, and I enjoyed, and certainly my dad did, all of those adventures that made up a big part of our life, and certainly a big part of his life. And wherever it was, he was there, engaged and supportive. But it wasn't just always be there, and he knew how to challenge us in life. He had real challenges in his life, and he understood the benefits that would have on one's own views of life. Here was someone who did not graduate from high school until he was 22, so he could help keep the family farm afloat after his dad's injury. And not really sure of how smart he was, or what his real capabilities were. After all, he was just a simple, poor farm boy from Springvale. He joined the Navy to support his country and find himself. The stories of his life as a submariner in the Navy are not something he talked about a lot, at least not to me. And I'm of the opinion that those are some tough years. We all have life struggles, but I believe that, and he believed that the struggles make us much better people, and how God develops us to the best that we can be. When I was a sophomore in high school, Dad developed a serious health issue. Virus infection of the heart muscle that almost killed him. Forced him to be better back to the U.S. It would be 1 year until he could get out of bed, another year until he could walk around the block, and another year until he could go back to work part-time. Did that slow him down? Not a chance. After that, he would walk 2 miles to work every day. Rain, snow, sleet, hail, 30-degree below weather, temperature, or anything else that Minnesota weather could throw at him, and back. He'd walk back and forth 4 miles, and then come home and take another 4-mile run every night. Why, you might ask? I say it's because God gave him a second chance, and he was going to be more than healthy every minute of it to give God the glory for what he had been given. And so, he started his yearly trips back to Africa for 6 months a year on his own nickel, by the way, to help in any way he could. And those were his golden years. Wow. But coming back to how he challenged us, his kids, he knew how to challenge us in what we valued and treasured most. And in my case, it was flying. He knew my dream in life was to fly, and he knew he could use that for a valuable life lesson. And many people get a good laugh out of this one. And of course, he did it in his gentle, persuasive way. He said he would pay me to start flying in junior year when he was back here, when he was sick, if I would help my Uncle Jim for a summer on his dairy farm. To give him a break and to give Uncle Jim a break and to allow him to take a vacation at the end of the summer. I agreed, having no idea what I'd signed up to, but I soon learned. The alarm went off at 4 a.m., followed by get to the barn, get dressed, get to the barn, and start milking. Milking was followed by a quick breakfast, and then off to start cutting weeds under fences, my favorite thing. Haying, cultivating, barn and shop cleanup, fixing the farm machinery. It never ended. We would stop for lunch in the middle of the day, and then back at it again, the same thing. Around 5, we started getting ready to milk again, and that all ended around 7:30 to 8, followed by a quick dinner and off to bed. And yes, 7 days a week. It never ended. After the first week, my dad came out to visit. I cried, and I cried, and I cried. I says, and his answer was, just hang in there. He says, and you'll get your chance to fly. So he taught me a couple things there. Number one, that you gotta persevere in the things that you really want in life. And life is not easy. Life can be tough, but the rewards that you get for it will more than outweigh the effort that you put into it. So my son and I, Skylar, climbed Whitney 10 days ago. It's a grueling 17-hour climb, starting at 1:30 in the morning. And you finish up about 7 at night. It had been one of our dreams that we talked about on numerous occasions. You put the effort in, and the rewards were there. The journey he knew the journey was going to be a tough one, but when you look back, you think, wow, I did it. I really accomplished something. I think those were the messages that my dad passed on to me in the many lessons I had in my life, it certainly was true in his life as well. Life's journeys are never easy, but the rewards for completing the journey with one having pursued the challenges and lived to the fullest is the only life to live. Dad and Mom left America to go to far-off land to help poor people. They found some of the most amazing, giving, loving, friendliest, intelligent, and proud people they could have ever imagined, and some of the most amazing friends they could ever have imagined. You, Ethiopians and Africans in total, you won his heart, and I feel privileged to be in your company. A really big thank you to Ethiopia and all Ethiopians for who you are, and amazing people. And you were truly part of my dad's family. Dad has always been positive and looked for the best in everyone, in every encounter. As he always said, the journey of life is never easy, but the rewards are great. If one lives life true to one's values and ethical foundation, something he certainly achieved during his life here on earth. Following a path of integrity, honor, and compassion, loving thy neighbor and support of the least among us was his goal. His life's mission was always to help the poorest of the poor, going to the farthest reaches of the world to do so, and doing so without any expectation of reimbursement or compensation, all for God's glory. I could go on, but I know you all understand his contribution and impact to the world. An amazing dad in every respect, and boy, what a ride it was. Way beyond what I or Judy could ever have dreamed of. Thank you, Dad, for being who you were